Hello, friends. My name is Matt Murphy, and I'm officially tired of being one-handed. It's 6 minutes after 3 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN and everywhere within the Central Time Zone. We appreciate you making yourself available to us. We're available to you for the next 4 hours at least. Hopefully, we will entertain, first and foremost, educate, inform, and maybe get you involved and maybe tell you about an issue or two that you were unaware of, whether from the newsroom, where Jay Harper holds court. He's got them twice an hour, and when it breaks, he'll break in here himself. He is also serving double duty today as Mr. Harper. I don't think we'll get to talk to him very much outside of our conversation and maybe a little nincompoops in the news because, Jay, you're running back and forth between the traffic center and the newsroom and the traffic center. And
I'm traffic man.
And you're actually working back there.
Yeah, for a change.
Yeah, we're just yapping for a living. How's it going?
Hey, man, doing fine, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you look like you're moving better every day, my man.
Well, thank you. I got up to 145 degrees today during our physical therapy session with Dr. Abigail Mingala, as I'm calling her. And she's young enough where she is a doctor. She's a doctor of physical therapy, but she's young enough. I don't think she knows what the Mingala reference is to.
Yeah, well, I tell you, having had 2 back surgeries, a knee surgery, I know that the therapy's no fun, but, buddy, you got to grit it, man, and because it makes all the difference. It really does.
Well, everybody said it's going to hurt, and it does, and it's supposed to, I imagine. But you got to get through it. But 145 degrees, I was happy with that. That is, for those who don't know, and I hesitate to do it because of Talk TV and because someone will screen capture it and claim that I'm some sort of a Nazi. But, if raising your hand straight in the air next to your head, that is your arm at 180 degrees if you were laying prone. And I'm trying to get mine up to – see, I just did it. And now somebody will screen capture that and claim that I'm a bad person. But anyway – better every day, feel good. I just can't, I realized today during physical therapy, Jay, I just can't lift my arm. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the weirdest thing. Right. If I get it to a certain position, I can keep it there and I can do certain things with the shoulder down. But if you asked me to stand up and just take my hand and lift my hand straight out, I couldn't do it. Still can't do it. Well, which is an odd sensation.
Yeah. Well, those muscles on the top of your shoulder and stuff have been ripped through.
Yep.
And that's what makes all the difference. And, of course, we don't really want you to try all that, Matt, because the F-bombs and stuff, we've already had enough of that. So
You know what I do to Abby, my physical therapist? She sometimes we overlap and, you're finishing some of your therapy while the next person that comes into the big therapy room is coming into their therapy. And she'll give me like a 2-pound barbell, a 2-pound dumbbell. And she'll tell me to do curls with the dumbbell and then to do a couple of other different types of exercises to stretch the tendons. And so she goes over and does talking and she's consulting with another physical therapy patient, and I put the dumbbell in my other arm, and I start doing this with it. I start going up and down with it, and she glanced over at me, and she didn't realize that it was my good. And she's like, "Stop what you're doing!" And I'm like, "What?" And she said, "That's your good arm." And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You don't need to do that to me. You scared the hell out of me." I was like, "Oh, well, that's good. You got to have fun with it." Speaking of fun. Jackson Williams came back for another day of play.
What's up, brother? How are you?
What's happening?
I'm good, man. I'm having a good day, just chugging along. I'm going to yap for 4 hours with you.
You felt the love last night, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about what you had going on last night because you left these airwaves at 7 o'clock. And
at 7.
And for those who don't know, Jackson does double duty. His first love was sports, but we pulled him over into the Matt Murphy show and into the News Talk arena. And you're doing a great job behind the glass. You know that. I don't have to tell you that, but
Appreciate it, buddy.
I should tell you that. And you do a lot of soccer games on the sports station, right?
Yes, I've done 3 seasons. This is my 3rd season.
And so if you ever tune over to our brother station, 104.5 The Zone, this time of year, you tune in to an evening broadcast, and a lot of times you're going to hear the soccer game. We broadcast the soccer games from Geodis or wherever they might be. And Jackson's the guy at home base, making sure that everything runs properly. So
a lot of times I see you.
Do you see me?
Yeah, before I was on the show, I would
100%. You'd pop in.
See you, pop in, come say hi.
So because you run the games, you have never had, over the course of 3 years, a chance to go to a game.
Never went to a game until last night.
So you made the first appearance at Geodis Park. You came in there like a baller. What'd you think?
I thought it was awesome. It's a really cool stadium. Really appreciate the tickets from our bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my buddy had a great time. We were talking last night. The last soccer game I had been to, he played soccer in high school. It was his soccer game. He started in the last soccer game I had been to until last night.
Man, did Nashville win?
Yes, they won 3-0.
Okay, great.
So we got to see a lot of goals, a lot of fun.
Apparently, our soccer team. I'm not a soccer
They're
guy,
wagon.
but
they're so good.
I used to destroy soccer, as many people in America did, but I've long since. I'm past to that. I'm not going to make a matter of taste a matter of fact. If you like soccer, good for you. That's wonderful. But it's never been necessarily my cup of tea. Although I'm coming around to it. You know,
they're fun to watch. They're good. It's probably the best pro sports team Nashville has right now. Actually, it's definitely.
So it is possible that the Nashville Soccer Club could become this season the first professional sports team in Nashville, Tennessee to win a championship.
They have the best shot. I think they're second or third in the East right now. League.
I guess that, and I don't know about the Nashville Sounds, so y'all don't fact check me on the Sounds.
The Sounds, I don't believe they're not a major professional sports. I believe they've won it before, but they're not a major.
You know, we're talking about baseball, football. I mean, we're talking about the Titans, the Predators, the soccer club, and you know, one of these days we might have a baseball team. You never know.
Hey, could happen. I would love a baseball team here.
So you got, and here's the deal. You finagled your way into a suite. You don't seem like a suite kind of guy.
It's the Captain's Club.
How about that?
It was awesome. Last minute notice. I got a text from one of our bosses and was told that, they upgraded me. And I really appreciate it. It was awesome.
Well, it's because of the fine work you've been doing on the Matt Murphy Show. And I'd like to say that I put in a good word for you, Jackson. I didn't, but I'd like to say that.
I fooled them.
Well, good for you. That's great. No, I mean, that's all. I got to get over there. I've been to Geodis when it's empty. I've never been to Geodis when it's full of
Great
fans.
atmosphere for a soccer game.
Was it full?
It's a weeknight game, so it was pretty full. It was about as full as you get for a weeknight game. It was a really high profile matchup against Columbus Crew. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people in the house. I wouldn't say full, but it was very close to full, and it was a great.
It's a
game.
Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday
night at 7:30. It's tough to have a sellout.
Eric says, "You mean European hacky sack?" Yeah, we do. We mean European hacky.
It was fun. I had a great time.
Look, Trump go to FIFA. Matt Murphy can talk about soccer on this radio show, right?
Exactly.
That's where we saw Trump's big ankles at the FIFA World Cup deal, which we will be talking about coming up in just a couple of minutes. All right, so there's the Jackson Report. I think we should have a Jackson Report every time we just start the show.
I'm down. Report about what's going on in my life?
Yeah, just what's happening in your world, what's going on with you, what'd you eat last night, what'd you do last night. I think we're going to get a lot of NCAA football.
Yeah, it's going to be, hung out at home.
Can I tell you, I have started, and I don't know what to do with it. I feel like I should not admit this on the radio, but I watch way more YouTube than I watch any sort of television anymore.
Oh, really? Have you been watching NCAA YouTube?
So
a fellow sicko. Oh, I'm so excited, Matt.
So it got into my algorithm. So for those that don't know, there was a wildly popular college football game, NCAA college football, from EA Sports that went out of existence. What was 2014?
The last game came out in 2013. It was NCAA 14.
And the reason was because they wanted real players on the teams in the game. But because of name, image, and likeness consideration, they couldn't do it, or they could do it. There was just a lot of legal traps going on at that point in time.
They got sued to smithereens.
Right, because the players are like, you're making my likeness, you're not giving me any money over it, yada, yada, yada. Well, now that they've somewhat got some of that name, image, likeness crap worked out, they brought the game back last year to much fanfare. I've not played it. I played a lot of it back in the day, but I just don't have the time to do it nowadays. But it's a lot of fun. And the realism of these games has gotten insane.
I honestly need to bring my PlayStation in one day, and we need to boot up a game.
You just got to give me a little, give me some love.
We might have to wait until you're out of the sling.
Right. Yeah, I need both hands, right?
Yeah, you do. You definitely need. But I think you would be blown away by the game.
By the way, Statman, I don't know if he's correcting you on the super text line. He said, Jackson. It's 3-0.
3-0 is the correct way to say
Not 3-0. Hey, Statman, we're American.
We say 3-0 for our soccer.
We speak American. It ain't foosball, it's soccer, and it's 3-0.
A clean sheet, as they also call it for the goaltenders.
Oh, well, now I'm learning.
It's not a shutout, it's a clean sheet.
But anyway, so the NCAA football deal, so I used to play, and I know that the game came back out, and there's a lot of excitement, and I don't know if I have the time to invest in relearning how to play the game, because I was never really good at playing it to begin with, but relearning how to play the game, because I haven't played video games in a long time. And then I would need to invest in a PlayStation or an Xbox or whatever.
PlayStation.
What is PlayStation? What is that? $600, $700?
$5.
Okay, $500. And then the game's probably another $100.
Game is $70.
And that's a lot of investment for what is probably going to be a very short window of time spent, one way or the other. But on my algorithm, on my YouTube channel, there are all these simulations that are popping up.
Of people playing Georgia?
And it's just straight up, you don't even watch them call the plays. It's just a straight up simulation that is like watching a football game.
Have you been watching these at night?
Yes.
How are they?
I'm embarrassed to say.
I watch people rebuild like Delaware. I watched somebody rebuild Delaware for like 2 hours last night.
But this is a straight up. Now, once again, you don't see the play calls or whatever. It is a straight up game simulation where you just watch the game happen. And it takes about an hour, 15-minute quarters. I mean, it's the whole bit. And I've become obsessed with it. I put it on in the background, Georgia football, and watch these simulations while I'm doing work for the show.
What do you think of the realism of the college football 26?
It's if you have it, I'll put it this way. I've got a smaller television in my office, in my home office. And I think it's like 32 inches, and it's up on a bookshelf in the corner of the room. So if I'm doing work on my computer at my desk and the football game is in the corner of the room, if I'm not staring directly at the screen, Jackson, it looks like a football game. I mean, it looks like human beings are playing football.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's insane. I did notice that, at least in the simulation that I watched, Tennessee versus Georgia, that no Rocky Top.
There's Rocky Top in the game.
Is there Rocky Top?
Oh, Georgia won by a pretty convincing margin.
No, it was I think it was 30-17. I mean, it was competitive. Georgia pulled away at the end.
They've corrected it. So when Tennessee runs out of the tee, they play down the field. Last year, they played Rocky Top in the game when Tennessee...
Which is incorrect?
Which is incorrect. Now it's correct. There is Rocky Top in the game. I've heard it.
Maybe I haven't heard. Maybe I just didn't hear it correctly. But I thought there was no. So every game I've watched Georgia play, they've won. Hopefully that manifests itself on the field. Okay, enough sports on the News Talk station. So there are Epstein updates. I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me that you don't want it. Okay, so. I feel as if the story is winding down, at least in as much as we're waiting on Attorney General Pam Bondi. All of this is on her, by the way. I have come to the determination that all of the confusion and all of the frustration, it is not permanent confusion. It is not permanent frustration. I do not believe that Donald Trump is going to lose support over this issue in a permanent fashion. I think, with all due humility, that I said it best when I said that I'm not angry at the Trump administration. I'm not put off of the Trump administration. I'm not off the Trump train. I'm disappointed. It is what I am. because I believe in justice, believe in transparency. Most of this has to do with how Pam Bondi misplayed all of this. Trump has now given it back to her lap to say she can release anything credible that she deems important enough to release. She's welcome to release it. That was Trump's kind of final say on all of this. And so I feel like that's sort of our final say on all of this as well. It is what it is. We know the dynamics. We know the disappointment. Many of us share that disappointment. And frankly, I think those of you that are saying move on from it, I think you're disappointed too. You simply don't have anything to say about it, and it makes you uncomfortable because you're a little frustrated with how all of this is played out. I get all of those things. So if anything breaks on the Epstein issue, we will cover it. At the same time, I think there are very important things. I won't say more important things because, well, I'm not going to say that because the case deals with child trafficking and pedophilia and just some of the most awful things that you can possibly imagine. So I would not suggest that anything is more important than handling those situations, but I would say that we have more pressing matters on the horizon for the show today. Now, it's just me and you, baby, so no guest today. Guest free on this Thursday, so you have the floor on the telephone lines. If you feel like there's too much Epstein, well, there's always an opportunity for you to become Epstein-free. 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Now, I do want to get to the White House health update on Donald Trump because several people, including myself, were a little concerned for the president of the United States. He appeared at that FIFA World Cup match, and he looked kind of swole up. His hand looked a little bruised, and his legs looked a little swollen, and the White House has spoken to those issues. And the Senate has passed a multi-billion-dollar DOGE cut that now goes back to the House of Representatives. We will discuss that as well. You on the telephone, 615-737-9986, on the super text line, same number, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. It's episode 844 of The Murphy Show on Super Talk. Hey, Jackson, you got any cash on you?
Maybe a couple bucks. Why?
I got a couple bucks. I think we get a pot going. We offer Harper like I don't know, $20 or so if he's willing to be Jay Harper in the newsroom and Hey Jarper in the traffic center.
Oh, we can do that.
I'm Hey Jarper, or we could come up with Rocky Roads.
Oh, yeah.
Dusty Roads.
Right.
Major Delay. I've heard that one before.
Yes.
When I did traffic briefly in Montgomery, Alabama back in the day, I was, inexplicably, for no reason whatsoever, Jay, I was Captain Ron.
Okay.
Well, I did. I stole it from, there's a movie with Kurt Russell, I want to say. I think that's right, Captain Ron. And I wanted to pretend like I was in a helicopter, so I played helicopter noises behind my traffic reports.
Oh, you didn't just bang.
You could have done that.
Okay.
Live from the When Pigs Fly Traffic Center, helicopter on WBBQ.
No. Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It's theater of the mind, friends. All right, almost time for Jay Harper in the newsroom on Super Talk 99.7 WT, and a lot of reaction to the first segment of the show. 0857 says no more Epstein. We're done with that. Ray says that's all we've heard all day with Chris and Chad. I don't think you're talking like this, Ray, but it's all we've heard all day with Chris and Chad. Epstein. Repeating the same bleep from yesterday. Matt, seriously, we're done with it. Thank you. Okay. I understand that it makes you uncomfortable. 4504 says yes on the update. I don't know what update that means. But, look, bottom line is this. We cover news that matters to you. And sometimes, and it has been fairly rare over the 10 years that I've been doing this job while Donald Trump has been a part of it, that some of it looks or feels uncomfortable with regard to our president's instincts. We have become so accustomed to his instincts and his intellect married together, leading us in the right direction, that it frankly is surprising to some, disappointing to others, and frustrating to more still that this is working itself out the way that it's working itself out. But it will, to pass. It will work itself out. I'm sad to tell you that I'm in the same place that I was a year ago, even before Donald Trump became president again, that I never believed that we would see. I didn't believe that there was a list. I didn't believe that there was a lot of there, sadly. I feel like if you are willing to kill a guy, you're probably willing to do what it takes to destroy evidence too. And I don't believe, and I said this a year ago, and I'll just stand by it. I don't like it. I hate it, as a matter of fact. I hate it. But I don't believe that there will be a single other person brought to justice with regard to what happened surrounding Jeffrey Epstein and Epstein Island. I don't believe that anybody else will be brought to justice because I think powerful people with a lot of influence and money have shut all of that down. Jay Harper is shutting me down. It's time for the news on Super Talk. Super Talk 99.7 WT. And I was just finishing up. I try to communicate with the Super Texters. We got a couple of folks on the line, and we'll get to your calls momentarily. That's what we're here for. After all, my favorite part of what we do on a day-to-day basis is communicating with you, actively discussing the issues that are important to you. I would warn all of you non-Epstein folks is that the two calls that I'm dealing with are Epstein calls. All we've heard is Epstein all week says 7676. Well, then you're not listening. All I can tell you is, and I'm not trying to be an ass, then you're not listening because we covered multiple stories yesterday that had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. We will cover multiple stories today that have nothing to do with the Epstein files. The fact of the matter is sometimes it's uncomfortable hearing some of this because it's an uncomfortable subject. And some of you, frankly, and I'm not trying to wag fingers. God bless you. I love every single one of you. I cherish every single one of you. I truly do. But if you're just going to run away from uncomfortable situations, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'll tell you this. We've got a lot of other things to talk about. And we are talking about a lot of other things. And if you're only hearing, I don't know what to say when you're only hearing certain things that you're only hearing. I lost this one. Where did he go? This one fella is talking down to me, telling me that I need to go inform myself on what's really going on with, where'd he go? Anyway, it's not that important. He's telling me to go to some website and said, they explained it. And this fascinates me. In the modern, in modern conversation, and maybe it's always been this way, and it's just manifesting itself now because of the super text line. There's a certain level of anonymity there or online social media platforms. But it's like, I lost the super text, but the guy says, you need to go educate yourself on this. Maybe get educated on this website. And I was like, okay. And they explain on this website, they explain it in a language that even you can understand, maybe. And I'm asking this super texter, what are you trying to accomplish? Is your goal just to insult me? You attract more flies with honey than with vinegar, pal. If your goal is, hey, this site has some valuable information that you might want to read up on, Murphy, might I suggest that you're going about it wrong? How do you think people are going to react to that? Anybody. Your coworkers. If you walked up to a coworker and they're saying certain so-and-so and such, and you're like, well, maybe you should go to this website and educate yourself because they explained it in a way that even a baby could understand it. You trying to win friends or are you trying to create enemies? Are you trying to pull people over to how you're seeing things, or is all you're trying to do act superior because you think you have some sort of special knowledge that nobody else can understand? I'm just asking. Stephen is first up on the Murphy Show. Caller intensive today. Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Hey, Matt. Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just got a couple more things on Epstein, and I know I'm kind of sick of hearing about it too. But I mean, if we keep bouncing this ball, it may end up landing somewhere where we need it to, right?
Maybe so. Once again, I'm not going to belabor the points that I've made over the last several days, but all of this could have been cleaned up with a press conference 3 weeks ago. That's all you needed. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino answering questions. That's all you needed to do.
That's it. You're right, man. And on Kash Patel, I think he's the one that's investigating Comey right now. I think everybody should switch switch to looking at Epstein and look at Comey. We all need to be focusing on Comey right now because nobody, if all the evidence was tampered with and doctored and everything, we're not going to have any solid proof on anything. So the only thing we're going to be able to get any truth out of is going to be Comey and I think Elaine Maxwell. And Maxwell, she knows some stuff. And I mean, even if you want to ask her about, there had to be other people around during this time, like the people who folded the blankets, the pilot on the plane, the people who cooked or washed dishes. Where did all them people go? Where's their testimony? Did they just magically disappear? There was more people involved in this whole thing than Epstein and Maxwell. There's a whole list of people, and them people had to have heard something. They had to have smelt something. They had to have seen something. There's people out there that know about the truth. But the focus should be on Comey. And I think he's probably getting drilled pretty hard right now. So I'm excited because when you see Kash Patel come out and say things like, I've been living in that guy's head for the last, 5 or 6 years or whatever, he truly knows that Comey is dirty and he's drilling him, man. He's drilling after him right now. But it's, Comey's a professional at this stuff. So it's going to be hard to get anything out of him. But I think we do need to. And let me ask you this. Once you're convicted, like Elaine Maxwell, aren't you free to talk about anything? Couldn't she, have an interview? Somebody could go into the prison and interview her?
Well, she's in the midst of in the midst of an appeal, I think.
Okay, so she can't really,
I don't know. Would I like to hear, I mean, if we hear here's the problem with Epstein, the whole thing. No matter what we get now, half the country's not going to believe it. Right? So, and I don't know, do we expect Ghislaine Maxwell to tell the truth?
Yeah.
This woman trafficked children for the sexual pleasure of Jeffrey Epstein. So, I mean.
Yeah. But we don't know how deep it goes with her or how evil she really was. And I feel like maybe in my heart of hearts, her sitting in there and simmering and thinking about this stuff and knowing she's got all this time ahead of her, maybe she wants to come a little clean with something that she knows to try to, just for the sake of her soul. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, what's your thoughts?
I don't think Ghislaine Maxwell has a soul.
Oh, geez.
I mean, look, once again, I'm not against it. Look, the answer to bad speech, and thank you, Stephen, for the call, and I know the question is asked in earnest, the answer to bad speech is not less speech, it's more speech. The answer to speech that I find offensive or annoying, and I don't really find speech offensive, I'm just built a little bit differently. You could not offend me if you wanted to, because I don't grant you the power to do so. All these folks that are running around talking about he offended me, do something about it. She offended me, do something about it. Something that they said upset me. This person said this thing, and I demand some sort of reaction to it. None of that I choose who to associate with. And it's an empowering move to say, I'm not going to give you the ability to offend me. You don't have that ability because I don't give it to you. Now, if you're speaking a language that I don't approve of or I don't understand, I walk away. Right? Y'all understand the difference? So the disinfectant to bad speech is more speech, always in America, always in America. Now, there are exceptions to every rule, and the exceptions are if you're putting someone in direct harm's way or endangering someone or inspiring directly someone to commit acts of violence against other people or to deny other people their rights. That's obviously a different deal. But the disinfectant to a lack of transparency, the disinfectant to lying and cheating and stealing and all these things, it's more speech, it's more information. And with more information, you get disinformation. You get information that ought to be discounted. Sadly, we're at a stage in this conversation, and I think whether you agree or disagree that we should be talking about it at all, we're at that stage in the conversation where none of it matters because we don't have the information. And whatever information we get at this point, half the country's not going to believe it anyway. Oh, well, they destroyed the real stuff. That's what will. I mean, it really has become the JFK files. I mean, I'm the last man standing on JFK. When I developed, after reading numerous books, after reading portions of, I didn't get through all of it because it's boring as hell, but portions of the Warren Commission report, after reading probably 5 or 6 books on JFK's assassination, after visiting Dallas, after going to Dealey Plaza, I've been to the book depository. You know, and I don't pretend to be an expert on all of it, but I did my homework, my level of homework, and I concluded 30 years ago that I thought that Lee Harvey Oswald, in the moment of the assassination attempt, was acting by himself. My opinion was the prevailing opinion at the time that I developed it. Flash forward 25 years, I'm the conspiracy theorist now. That's how the mood has changed on it. I'm looked at as the weirdo. Right? If I'm at a party and I say, I think JFK acted alone, I mean, I think Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, people look at me like I just swallowed a roach. And like, I'm talking about like the bug roach, not like any other kind. Because everybody's got their opinion. Everybody's got their set of facts that they believe in. They discount other sets of facts or other sets of information or other theories that might be out there, and they've determined that their opinion on the matter is correct. And whatever information they're fed exterior to that opinion that does not recertify or reaffirm that opinion, they decide is faulty in some way. And we are really quickly and fast approaching that on the Epstein situation. One more thought on it, and I'll leave it be. Lance is calling us. Hey, Lance, how are you?
Oh, doing great. Hey, appreciate your show. A couple of things I wanted to share about this Epstein, which is really interesting. I've got several schools of thought. Number one, you know, at first I think, well, don't let the list out, because how do you know the people's names on that list were just business associates and had nothing to do with his illicit behavior that he did behind closed doors, or whoever he did it with? You know, it could be a lot of people on there that could be falsely just devoured in the media who were just doing business with him. That's one school. The other one is, if I was Donald Trump right now, first of all, if his name was on the list, I think they would have already taken him out by it. But, you know, I mean, they've tried everything else to try to assassinate him, and, you know, Russia, and that didn't work, and he's still standing. So I don't think his name's anywhere on the list. And finally, if I was Donald Trump and I had that list, what a great way to drain the swamp. You know, in the quiet, in the shadows, one by one, he would have so much leverage if there's a lot of prominent Democrats or political, you know, so maybe he's playing chess here instead of checkers. You know, he might just pay the list, you know, and you have these people go away, you know, quietly. Because, you know, if you have this big void of power of all the elites in one fell swoop, it'd be a big vacuum. And I don't think our country probably wouldn't be the best way to continue on. If I was in Donald Trump's shoes, I would be very specific and strategic about it, because he has got leverage if he's got some names on the list. And that's about the way I sum it up. And I appreciate y'all talking about it. I don't care.
You know, and Lance, by the way, and I'm not coming at you, but I just note that the sadness that I feel about all of these discussions is not once in the time that I let you speak did you mention the children that were sexually abused. Not once.
Well,
and yeah. Hold on. You talked about power and leverage and control and advancing agendas. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it be. I've heard Donald Trump talk about the Epstein file. I don't believe there is a list. The file quite a bit over the past couple of weeks, and I've not heard him once mention the victims. And I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just leaving it right there. We have lost the narrative if these conversations don't involve the victims and justice for them. It's 54 after the hour on Super Talk.